Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Casler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, and here with another episode of Ask Dave. Today's suggestion comes to us from Jimmie Dill. He is NR4G. I don't remember where I learned how to stiffen up house wire to build small antennas. I read quite often hams building antennas and having trouble with flimsy wire. I think maybe if you could tell everyone building antennas about securing one end of a solid conductor with vice grips or vise and the other end in a drill. Pull the wire tight, then run the drill forward and then reverse a few times, and the wire will become quite rigid. So here's one that we did to test this technique. Okay, and this wire, you could use this, say, for a 19 inches for a 2 meter vertical, something like that. It's quite stiff. Now, here is what we started with. This is just a piece of ordinary Romex. This is the ground wire from the Romex, and you can see it's quite floppy. Okay, so what we're going to do here, connect this to the vise so it can't come loose. Okay, I'm going to kind of just rotate that a time or so, and then we'll tighten down on the vise. Now someone's going to have to hold this, or else it's going to need to be bolted to the table, and if I tried bolting this to this table, my wife would roast me alive. So let's just be nice to the kitchen table. I have this drill set to maximum strength, as high as it will go, because otherwise if you use lower strength, the clutch will cut out. Okay, let's see what happens. Now he's going to hold that down really well, and I'm going to just turn it like this. And now I'm going to do it the other way. Maybe quite a ways in the other direction then. This, by the way, makes the wire very hot. You're putting a lot of energy into the wire. And yes, this is as fast as this drill goes. Okay, let's go back the other way a few times. Okay, I think we've done it enough. Let's take this out of here. Look what you've got here is a pretty stiff wire. Now, notice that the end right here, quite flexible wire here, but now you get down here and you see that this is pretty stiff. Now, can I hold it up? Actually, I can. I can hold it up and it goes all the way up. Now, if you're doing, I wouldn't recommend doing this for 6 meters or something, but this one right here, which is a little shorter, would work just fine as the vertical piece on a little temporary 2 meter antenna, and you could solder this to an SO239 and then take similarly stiffened wires and put them out in the 4 holes on the SO239 to build a very nice little antenna, and very inexpensively. And it's just amazing how that wire is pretty stiff. Will it take a bend? Yes, it'll take a bend, sure. And then it'll hold it. It's just like stiff wire. We've twisted and torqued this wire so much, you can't say it's soft-drawn copper anymore. This is pretty stiff. This is something that you can use for making small antennas, like if you want to make your own homemade 2 meter Yagi, you could use a technique like this. This is 14 gauge wire. You could try this also with 12 gauge or even 10 gauge if you've got some. We just pulled this out of some Romex that I had sitting around, normal house wiring type wire, which is soft copper. So now this will affect the velocity factor a tiny, tiny bit going through the wire, but you can still make your elements a little too big and then snip them back to get just what you need, or fold them back if you want to. So there you go, interesting technique. I'd never heard of that before. Jimmie Dill, NR4G, thank you very much for this little tip, something we can do easily. I will say when we did this first one, we did snap the wire, It didn't go flying, it just stayed right there in the air. But do be careful. Wear your glasses or some safety glasses or something like that. And if you're doing a very long piece of wire, you would want to have somebody make sure that the vise doesn't migrate. And if the wire does break and you're pulling on it pretty hard, you could fall over backwards, so be careful with that. This, of course, works with single strand wire, not multiple strand. And now the stuff that you use in Romex is extremely flexible, okay? Whereas this is not so flexible. If you did this at a 12 gauge, that might be a little better. So there you have it. Jimmie, thanks for your tip. And until we next meet, 73.